Okay. Yeah, I guess this is working. So this is probably the last 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Days to Apocalypse video. I had a lot of fun time, but I just think that like are just random things that I really want to talk about both of them. So I mean it's pretty obvious. 7 Deadly Sins is probably my favorite series of all time, probably even higher than Naruto. But 4 Days to Apocalypse is cool. It actually has a lot. I think the plot is pretty good. It moves pretty fast. There's a lot of good things about it, but I just don't really care. Other than Tristan, I honestly don't really care about the rest of the cast. There's good things to say about it, but there's also a lot of things that I just generally don't care about. So yeah, I'm just gonna drink on stream. So hopefully I don't get like banned or something. But yeah, this is just a final one again. This is like a very similar to a previous live stream that I talked about. So it's just probably going to be a lot of hot takes because I don't think a lot of mine are really common. So yeah. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Shit. This is gonna make a lot of people mad, but I'll do the easy one. Like this is all of them at their prime. A second, what did I do? Okay, whatever, that's fine. Shit, this is actually kind of hard. I'm fucking drink right now. So this is really fucking hard. I think Prime Meldas with full magic. He solos everyone. This is not accounting Merlin with full prep time, but I think he just solos everyone. Like I don't know what anyone could really do about his original magic. Like, and it's not to say like the rest of the 6 of them are bad because they're really good, but dude, original magic Meldas is like fucking crazy. Like he makes like fucking like tapioca's forms attack, and then he just throws it at people, and that's like horrifying. Like, yeah, like I actually don't even know like who's like that close. Like minus chaos. Like I don't. If you don't count chaos, I think the closest one is probably what's his name? Chaos. Like I don't. If you don't. Shit. Supreme Deity, Demon King. Maybe Prime Demon King and Supreme Deity. I think Prime Demon King and Prime Supreme Deity can beat him, but like that's still very hard. Like that's fucking crazy. But at number 2 might be kind of a hot take, or not really. I think Bon and Escanor are pretty close, but like if I feel like if you put both of them in a fight, I think Escanor wins. I mean, sorry, I think Bon wins because like Bon like there's like two things that I count towards this one. Like first of all, if he could snatch all his power, then Escanor just gets fucked over time. But like again, Escanor has his own factor of like who decided that, and then he suddenly just wins for no reason. Um, Another part is that like Escanor is a character that he just gets worse over time. Like you can say that about any character, which is true, but I think like he's one of the characters that like every fight that has to be with him has to be really short, or else he's just gonna suffer longer in the long run. And like Bond can absorb people's power, and also he's like even if we don't want to count that, he's like very durable. Like it's very hard to kill him. So yeah, I think like he can just outlast Escanor and just like wear him out. Like unironically, if he just sat there and did nothing, he might just like just wear out Escanor and then just like snap his neck or something. Merlin can be anywhere on this list. Like full prep time, Merlin's probably still number 2. Like she probably still loses to Original Magic Meliodas. That's just because like Merlin is really fucking smart, but so is Meliodas. Like I think people underrate intelligence quite a bit, and it's probably because he acts like a fucking dumbass, and like people say, "Oh, just write him off and shit." But yeah, Merlin's very good, very smart, gets stronger as the battle goes on, which I think it's kind of the opposite of how Escanor functions. Escanor is a character that just he quote unquote gets worse as the battle goes on. So yeah, because like that shit just like wears him out. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about Merlin, but yeah, she's inconsistent too, so it's really hard to tell. So she could be number 7, and I it would like if we say just inconsistency and put number 7, that could kind of make sense. King number 5. King is good, but I think he's like slightly overrated. Like I don't think him beating Maya was honestly that. Is that I don't think it's that impressive that people think it is. Like it still is, but like that Mile was like having fucking midlife crisis and shit, and like he beat him like pretty bad, but that Mile was almost dead. Like actually, Mile living through the 4 commandments is actually a fucking feat. That's how crazy it is, and like okay, oh he beat him, but like yeah, he's still good. I actually think the part where he almost the part where he shoots his Chasuble at I think it was Chasuble, right? Yeah, Chasuble at the original demon, and then he changed it and almost like almost eliminated him, which is really weird because the original demon should have used full counter, right? But he didn't for a reason, and then Zell just stopped it. So I think that attack might have actually sent original demon like he might have killed him or sent him to the brink of death. So that I think it's kind of his best feat, but like we never saw what happened, so it's very hard to say what it would have done. Number 6 is Gopher. Gopher could be last as well. I can see an argument, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we put him as last. I think him and Dean are just the 2 weakest ones. But Gopher is fucking scary, dude. Like Dog Gopher in the war, like he popped off. Honestly, like I think that like if I put a fight between Dog Gopher versus King, I think like there is a possibility that he can beat King like crazily. Like that's crazy, right? But like King is very good, like very very good. But like I just like he's good, but there's not much bad thing to say about it. I just think like King from an emotional perspective can he used to be really pissed off, right? Like he was just like not happy. He would have beef with like anyone he sees, which was pretty annoying, but he obviously changed that, so that's good. But like I can see like Gopher on a very good day and King on a very bad day lose to him. And that's not like it's like on paper it's like that you're not I'm not really counting power, which is true, but like um I'm not really counting power, but at the same time I just think like it should kind of matter in that case. Like because like you winning a fight does account for some power, right? So that's what I think in that sense. But again, yeah, like 9.9 times out of 10, King will probably win. Like maybe 9.8. That's like me just giving Gopher some props, but like Gopher's is one of those really scary characters. Like I think especially him, especially his creator. His creator was like definitely not the strongest, but he was one of the very scary characters. Like he was like this guy wasn't really gonna win a lot of 1v1s, even though he will anyways. But but the main point is like when the stars align and it like everything just aligns to him, this guy is gonna be a problem. like and we saw the series like how everything just goes in the right way, just fucking goes crazy. So yeah, very good. I just think like Gopher Gopher and Merlin are like the best support you can ask. Like these two, I think they shine better on a team than in a 1v1. And it's like they're still very scary in 1v1s because these two are like the smartest people of the group. So like even if you just want to ignore power in general, like these people can use like their brain to like fuck you up. And like I think the closest one is Melnas. But like yeah, very scary. These like Gopher, I actually don't know who's scarier, Gopher or Merlin, but I think Merlin is scarier by a little bit. But like that's like you don't want to deal with these people. Like if you see these people, you want to just run. run from it. But yeah, Deanna is powerful. Her kid is just so linear. I think she suffers the same case as Escanor, but the difference with Escanor is that he's just so strong that like he could be I don't know if that's the right word, but he can kind of be like a one trick pony, if that makes sense. Like he can just kind of get away with just doing the same thing over and over again because like no one really has a counter for him, right? So very strong, very very strong, but hard to say. I don't really know what to say about the end. She's good. She's just like the worst. She's just the worst fighter in my opinion. But she can make some magic happen. I just think her emotional kind of fucks her up. Just gonna piss a lot of people off. Go for number one. On number two, and I kind of don't give a shit about the rest of these people. Maybe fuck. I don't know. This is hard. I don't really like Deanne that much. I just think she's just a really nice, wholesome person. King. Fuck. That are being interesting. Dude, I don't like any of these three characters now I think of it. Well, yeah. I don't know. This is fucking hard. Maybe I'll tip this. This will maybe make people a bit less angry. Interchangeable. So honestly, 3 for 7 are kind of interchangeable for me, but I think I like the Ender King a little bit more than these three. Like, Gopher is, yeah, Gopher is controversial. Like, I think he's still very controversial to this day. So, like, I think Gopher, if you look at all he went through, it's probably better if you just look at his end goals. I'll say that much. I think he's a character that like it's about the journey, not the destination. Like he has a lot of good moments, he has a lot of weird moments. I think his worst moment was the one when he like wiped out the end memory another time, and he was like because I felt like fucking doing it. It was a fucking menace. He just woke up and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna erase your memory because I feel like it. And like this dude fucking goes around and terrorizes kids. Like Gopher is a fucking weirdo. Like actually a weirdo. Like he traumatized Zeal, which is like Gila's younger brother. He fucking terrorized Tristan on his birthday. Like okay, here's the thing. Like Tristan was like he had his birthday, right? And then King was like, I think Deanne said something like, oh, this kid is kind of cute. And then like King was like, our kid is fucking cuter. Like who the fuck goes to a birthday party and says that to a 10-year-old kid? Like dude's 10. And then like Gopher was like, yo, I'm gonna show you what happened to your parents. And then he probably saw like his mom die like 106 times. Yeah, after on his 10th birthday, he just goes around and terrorizes people. Like Gopher just doesn't give a shit. I mean, he did, and I think like that's made him better. He's actually probably one of the most loyal member, if not the most loyal. I don't know, man. I don't know if the most loyal makes sense, but he's one of the most loyal. I'll say that much. Like he actually was willing to die for people. His friendship with Diane is underrated, and same with Escanor. Like people like to say Escanor this, Escanor that, but no one talked about his friendship with Gopher because he fucking took an L for him. Like that's like the most like honestly probably one of the most like selfless thing he has done. Like he just took an L because he felt like it. Yeah. Bond Bond's a really good friend, and honestly a very human character. And this is not just because like, oh, he's a human, but like he actually feels like someone that like you want to be friends with and someone that you want to talk with at times. A very good cook, pretty good development. I just think like the third thing that kind of sucks about Bond is that everything he went through, like Meldas has like 100 times worse, and it felt like it kind of kills. I think it kills Meldas' side first of all because it's like, dude, I don't know, man. Like the way like they did it, it's like the end. I mean, not the end. Fucking Elaine almost dying twice is kind of fucked up, and then it was like, oh, guess what? Elizabeth almost died 106 times. Like, wow, that's crazy. And it's not like it's not about like the number sometimes, even though it's pretty fucked up. But yeah, I just think that like it's like, oh, Meta's out of boards kind of messed it up a little bit. Also, people didn't like the Elaine Bond stuff, but like I also don't really care about that. Like I'm just like too tired to give an opinion on that. I just think like the relationship, Bond and Elaine relationship is boring as fuck. Like every time like Elaine was like, oh, we don't have to save me, and then Bond's like, it's okay, no matter what, I will make you my princess or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like we heard this like the 10th time already. Like I don't care if you say it again. But yeah, Deanne's just a pretty wholesome person. She's like she's not stupid, but she's a bit naive, and like I think her kind of triggering Elizabeth's memory kind of fucked it up, fucked her character up, and make people don't like her as much. But she's just a pretty nice person. I don't know what to really say. She's a bit, like, yeah. Her in season one was pretty cool, I guess, but don't really care about that. King in season one was a menace. Like this guy, like he would randomly wake up and just beat the shit out of anyone he sees. But I think, but yeah, I don't know. I hated like how King and Deanne didn't feel like deadly sins. They felt like a fucking couple, which is like, I mean, love stories and stories fine, but like I felt like a lot of time, like Deanne just like she like devolved into like King's wife. That's all she felt like for like a lot of times, and like that's like such a discredit to her because like she's a lot more than that. But that's what she felt like a lot of time, in my opinion. But yeah, King has a lot of fucking issues too. Like Helbram died a total of 4 times, and King is responsible for 3 of those deaths. Like he's not a good friend, and he would always have beef with people. Like this guy would just get angry at like anyone. He always be suspicious and shit. Which is like, you know, like that's what like fucking Anne did. I mean, like Anne did with like Sin, and she was asking questions. She was pissed, but like Anne reason fucking made sense. Like King had some reasons too, but like he would just get pissed all the time. He's like, "What the fuck?" and he was like get angry and just like attack people. But yeah, I think his fight versus Mayao showed like he finally stopped being so like hot headed. And I don't know why people think King is smart. King is okay. He's not that smart, but he's not dumb. He makes some dumbass decision too. Like how Derry makes some dumbass decision as well. Badass is a fucking asshole, but he's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know, like, fuck. I don't know what to say. Like, this, Badass actually might be like, I did a ranking of like who's like the biggest assholes in the series, and I put 1 and 2 Supreme Deity Demon King, and number 3 would be Meowdas. Like, this guy, like, caused so much issues for everyone. Like, dude, like, I don't know, like, it's so hard to say Meowdas is like, he has a lot of cool moments, I'll say that, but like a lot of it is kind of painting him as a good person, even though like I mean the series doesn't say he's actually a good person, but like they still try to paint him as a hero, and that's like really far from like the truth because like he's arguably worse than Rudisil. I think he's worse than Rudisil, and like Rudisil like fucking massacres people. Like it's just that bad. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think hit using full counter a long time was kind of boring. It was cool a few times, and then he just used that same move over and over again. But yeah, Smelldust Assaultmon was pretty cool. I like the one like he like beats the shit out of Zodras, Kusak, and Esterosa, and he felt cold. I was like, oh shit, this guy's back. And then like they didn't do much with that version of him. Merlin is I don't really give a shit about Merlin. I'll be honest. Like I think her fucking up Belly Allen was kind of fucked up, but like she clearly just didn't really give a shit about anything. Just kind of did what she wanted for a lot of times. I think the reason why I have her like slightly lower is because like revealing that she like mailed us for a very long time, like that it didn't fucking do anything. Like it didn't do anything other than like, well, what the fuck? Like there's another person simping for Meliodas, and that's like what I felt from it. And like it kind of felt it kind of sucks for asking her, but dude, I'm gonna piss so much people off listening to like me talking about like ripping at Escanor. Escanor is a really nice guy, but holy shit, I do not give a fuck about this character. I mean, I do, but like, I do not give a fuck about the who decided that when people say that shit over and over again. Like, oh, it was so bad every time. I'll say this. I like this character a lot more now because I feel like Escanor fans like learn that there's other animes and they just watch that and like praise the next character they think it's cool. Fuck, but yeah. Escanor is a really nice person. He's probably like him and Dian are probably the nicest person, and like he's actually just a good person. Like I just don't. There's nothing much to say. Like I guess like the worst thing to say like he causes damage to people, but like he actually cannot control it. Like he actually can't because like Sunshine's like a time bomb installed into him, and like in the middle of the day he becomes like those fucking car dealership like fucking inflatable balloons, and then he just gets really big and like everyone's like, whoa, fuck, this guy's very scary, and then he like beats the shit out of people. Like yeah. Two more shots, so I guess say some dumber shit. But okay, this is some really hot take. I thought Escanor were for fucking incels. like the way he was set up, I thought it was like really nice guy suddenly gets powerful for no reason, and then like fucking gets over the standard every time, and then he will win anything. He can win anything, but like the person he likes, and like the person he likes kind of gives a shit about him, and like. Dude, I thought it was like the most like fucking simp thing I saw, and I was like, dude, I cannot relate to him. I'm a fucking incel as well, and I was like, oh man. But yeah, like Escanor has a lot of fucking issues in terms of power scaling. Him and Mao existing fucked everything up. Like it didn't screw Mao over. It also screwed Escanor over. Like I feel like say this every time, but Escanor is the worst human physically. Like the worst. He is awful when he's physical. Like terrible. And him being able to even stand up against the Indra in the later arcs is fucking stupid. He was on his dying breath and he's like, yo, I can fight this. Like, what? Like, he never trained or anything. Like, I guess he trained with Sunshine, but like, I don't know, man. So much pain. And like, I actually don't know how Escanor is better at physical than at magic because his physical form is shit. Like it's so bad. like Mao's supposed to be better than him at both of them, and like somehow Ultima was able to pass Escanor. I mean, was supposed to pass Mao, and he was able to fight the Demon King. Like even if we think like Mao is the worst archangel for a reason, with how the graces are created, there is no way that the one Ultimate Escanor should ever be able to even touch the Demon King. The Demon King should sneeze and then he should die. Like it's like, oh, he uses life force. Life force of what? This guy lost a fucking torso. Like his loses half his fucking body. He lost half his body against the Indra. Mile fucking healed him, and he's back now. Like honestly, that's the biggest Mile feat, if anything. And ironically, this is a Bio feat, not an Escanor feat. Funny enough, like and like Mao is also very competent at physical too. I'm gonna talk about his smile later, but Mao is actually really good at physical attack as well. Like he's just better at magic because his magic can fucking one shot people. But yeah, that's Auto. Now I'm gonna rank the 10 Commandments. I'm gonna remember who's in the 10 Commandments. I keep forgetting. Fuck. I have it pretty high too, but I don't like Asura as much in 10 Commandments, even though I actually maybe number 2. Fuck. I'm more drunk, but I'm still gonna slander Escanor. I just went harder this time. So what's Zeldris? Who else is in the 10 Commandments? I keep forgetting. Who's in? Oh, Mont Speed. Here. this is to make everyone mad that's watching. Who else is in? Droll? Melosca? Dude, I can't believe I didn't have Melosca. I really like Melosca too. She's like a really fun character. Maybe Droll's here. Golan, Melosca, Mr. Rosa, Zeldris, Gloxinia, Droll, Monspeed, Derry. Oh, Grey Road. Oh, fuck, I forgot Grey Road. Honestly, I put Grey Road or Derry. Fuck Derry. And Derry fans would agree with this. Golan's really funny. Doesn't give a shit. He's a very drunk boomer. That's what I have to say about him. He's a very drunk boomer. Esterosa was really trippy. Honestly, his arc was really cool. Like, no one expected him to do shit. And like, this guy fucking like created the arc on his own because he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. Like him or hate him, Esterosa was a fucking adventure. And we're just part of it. Fargen is one of the how you end a character, because like at the end he was still an asshole, but like he was just he was an asshole parent, I guess, like good parent but big asshole, I guess, and also one of the most important characters in the series, if I'm being honest. He actually bring the tank lands back, and actually and that constructed a lot of the later arcs in this series. Zeldris. Why do I have Zeldris here? Fuck, I have Avgox in with Zeldris. Okay. Gloxinia is probably one of the better redemption arcs in the series. Has probably one of the better, not the best. I think similar for Droll, except I think Gloxinia took the spotlight. That's just why it sucks for Droll, because he's number 8 and Gloxinia is number 4. Gloxinia is just more expressive, while Droll just kind of just like standard, doesn't really like to talk because he's very depressed or some shit. But yeah. Zeldris is I like Zeldris, but like there's a lot of wrong things about him as well. Like Zeldris is pretty fucked up too. Like he's an executioner, but like people was like, oh wow, that's kind of sad. Like sad that he had to kill everyone to be with Gelda. But like, what about the people he fucking killed? like what the fuck? Like these are just like random people. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you so I can be with my loved one. Like, okay. And like he actually enslaved Camelot, right? Like, you know, people like the people that give like Arthur a lot of shit for like doing some fucked up things, which like you should give him shit for doing that, but like Xavros did it with Camelot, and like he relatively got a fine. Like at the end, like he didn't get any punishment. So I guess that says like how much a good person he is. Monspeed is pretty fucking cool. Honestly, Melisco should be 6 and Monster should be 7, but I don't really care. Monster is very cool. Derry fucked him over. Like, I'm gonna harp on Derry later, but very cool. Never had the opportunity to show what he's really made of. Really strong. That's kind of it. He's also kind of in the same boat as like how Metas and Zeldris are protecting their loved one, but except like, I don't think Muraspi is like kind of like painted as a hero because he does that. Like I think that's just kind of the thing, like why I have him there. But honestly, I think he's kind of similar to Zeldris about us in that case. Melisco is a really fun character. She doesn't give a shit. she's not as bad as Galan, because Galan just like really doesn't give a shit. Like he just shows up and does what he wants a lot of the times, and like Melisco gives a little bit. She cares a little bit more, but yeah, fun, really powerful too, and like she's like very scary. Like the people in the same tier as her in terms of like power levels or power ranking, like she just gives them a lot of trouble. Like, but once you like surpass her, she's like a wall, and like once you jump over that wall, yeah, you're like, oh, like she's not that hard to deal with. But yeah, she's very strong, pretty smart. Probably second or even the first smartest of the 10 Commandments. She's very smart, but yeah, kind of dicks around it too much. Dro's like Gloxinia, but like slightly done worse. That's kind of it. Like it's still pretty good, but not a lot of things to say about Dro. Grey Roll is really fucking weird. Honestly, her abilities is probably why I put her not 10th. I think her abilities are pretty cool. Also, like, she's very annoying outside the chains. Like, she's not that bad outside chains. Like, in the chains, I mean, outside of her commandment, like, her chains can wrap you up. Um, what's that fucking bug with her? Like, the move that she throws bugs at you, very annoying. Also, she can transform, and she's like a fucking beehive or something, so she can just create more Quiro. Derry is, man, I hated how she was like a dumb bitch for no reason. Like she got monster killed for no reason. Like in that same chapter, she attacked Estarossa, right? And like Estarossa noted her in like a panel or something. Like it wasn't looking good, and she was always pissed off because it was her personality or something. And then like after Monsi like just like locked Estarossa up or something, and then she was like, it's like what's like your gamer tag, and then like she walked at him, and then she got fucking Monsi killed. Like why did she walk at him, or like what the fuck? Like she had no reason. She's just got no diff at him, and like a few panels earlier. Like oh my, there he fucking sucks. I don't know. If she didn't have that moment, I'll put her maybe like 1 or 2 spots higher. But she's not. I don't think she was that interesting. Her indoor form was cool, I guess, but that's kind of it. Oh, fuck! I'm jumping shit already, but it's okay. I'll probably make it through. I still have like a shit ton of slots to go through. Actually, probably. Goodness. I think I talked about this in another video. Like, yeah, I probably did. I mean, I literally just made a video talking about like, top 10 commandments based on power or something. Fraudulent sucks. Actually, he's not as bad as people think, but he's just the worst member. Someone had to be the worst, and that's him. Like his abilities are basic as fuck. But that's kind of it. He's not overpowered. That's like his problem. Greywall is second last because like she literally has like she almost has no firepower. So yeah, I think like yeah, Greywall is annoying. She's just not overpowered. That's kind of her problem as well. She's very annoying to deal with. But yeah, once you pin her down and you can deal with her commitment, like if you're like an Archangel, Merlin, or a Ten Commandment members, then like yeah, once you pin her down, that's kind of game over from there. Galan is like critical over Galan in the Holy War is pretty good. Like honestly, like I think I can see an argument for him being like 60,000 or even 80,000 power level, which is kind of nuts, but yeah. He's pretty basic as well, but I think like whatever he has is better than Fraudron. And unironically, like if Escanor has critical over, he would be like really good as well. Like Escanor would be like really, really good. Unironically, and that's just kind of funny. Masca is like I think I talked about this like a few minutes earlier. She's like a wall for the people that are the same tier as her. If you're 1 tier lower than her, like she completely like shuts you down. But like if you're in the same tier, you have to be very careful. And if you're just above her tier, then like she kind of doesn't matter. But like she has Venom, just the Venom thing. Her Snake form is pretty good. Her Miasma can be really good depending on situations. And she's pretty smart as well. So not the easiest opponent to deal with, but definitely not the strongest one of the bunch. Like she can. I think she can I think in the battle where she went against the not tank commands, against the 7 Deadly Sins, I think like she would have done better than Gloxinia and Ro individually. That's what I think, but like that's like it's because of the situation, not necessarily power, but like even if you can do better than someone because of the situation, you're still like a threat like worth talking about. I think that's like what I have to say about Masculine. I mean, Joe and Gloxinia are like almost the same. Drow actually has slightly higher power level, but I think drop of life is way more important. Like drop of life is very, very important. Like that thing just saves your ass a lot of times. Very actually I'm placing these further for based on their indoor form. I don't think indoor is that impressive, to be honest. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's like god tier. But yeah, like in indoor form, Vertisil was kind of fucking around too. I mean, he wasn't fucking around, but he was severely underestimating people, like he always does for a reason. And then like, yeah, it's good, but I'll talk why I put Esterosa like slightly higher. In this form, in this Esterosa, this is a free commandments Esterosa, by the way. So I think dude, was it 2 commandments or 3 commandments? I think 2 commandments was able to stop Tarmiel and start. I think Tarmiel's the water one. Yeah, he stopped Tarmiel from changing the water. Mostly never did that, and they did the Derriere. And like they're in the vessel forms, which is like shittier, but still, he does something that those in there didn't do. So depends where you want to take it. If you want to put Esterosa fourth because of like fucking Consistorio, then maybe sure. But I don't think Endura is that strong. That's good, but like Endura is like a double-edged sword too. Like you might have power, but like you can't fucking kill yourself. Like you can kill your own teammates, so that's like a danger. Zeldris, honestly, it might just completely fuck over Endura. Like I don't know what they're gonna do about God. Like if he just has God the entire time, and like once you try to do something, like he completely shuts them down. And then Adaria tries to do something, then like Zeldris is really resilient. Like it's very like fuck. So like you know in the battle, like when he started to fight Rudis and shit, and then like he won like 50 battles like in a row of like battling, like this guy was like unkillable. Like, and I don't know if Endor would last long enough because like Endor eventually runs out, right? It's kind of like 8 gates in that sense. So like every time you use an Endor, like it's a tie. It's a tie. Like even like it's kind of like saying like, oh, my guy 8 gates beats anyone, but like it's kind of a tie as well because you eventually die, right? So yeah, Zeldris might just shut them all down. I don't even know. I don't know if Zeldris would really shut Esterosa down that bad. Now I think of it. That's probably why I put him number 2 rather than third and fourth. But yeah, I don't have really much to say about this. I think I already talked about this one a little bit, but yeah. Oh, okay. This should be kind of obvious. I don't know who I like more. Dude, if I'm putting Torment, it's because like this guy got me like fucking 40,000 views on YouTube. Yeah, Mile, it's pretty obvious. Especially him at his peak, not even contestable. What is so I don't know, man. I'm just gonna put a reverse because I feel like these two are like exactly the same character when they put them in powers. Rudistil is probably the most complex character in Seven Deadly Sins, and I think like he's going to pass the torch to Arthur, King Arthur of Camelot right now. That's it. I mean, I talked about him so many times that I don't really want to talk about him. Very complex, pretty good character, has a very different relationship because of how he functions as a character, but yeah. He's just a lot more complex because he flies a lot further than the good and bad Venn diagram thing. But yeah. Mal is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know, dude. I felt like Mao was like the toxic nice guy for a very long time, and I was like, dude, people are gonna relate to him, and I felt like it would be like the same as Escanor, but like everyone hated him. Not everyone, but a lot of people didn't like Mao, and I felt like he was like almost the same as Escanor, but like Escanor was like a good nice guy, and then Mao was like the toxic nice guy. He's also like a pretty interesting character too. I think like the fact like where he realized everything he knew in his life was wrong. It's like how everyone, everyone like let's say this. You believe them for like 20 years and then like someone's like, hey, that's actually fucking wrong, like you wouldn't believe them. And like I think what Ma went through was like he was dragged out of his echo chamber and then like he had to actually face what happened. So I think like that makes him like slightly more relatable than you might think, but yeah. Well, that's really hard to say. I think Arrow's salvation is fucking crazy. Like, yeah. Also pretty cool too. It has different properties on different races, which is like, what the fuck? That's insane. Tarmiel's number 3 because this guy got me 38,000 views on YouTube. But I don't know, dude. Tormo and Sario are like the same person as for me. Like Tormo's a pretty. He's just nice to Maya. People get pissed at him for that, but like Derry has a wrong reason. Has a worse. No, Derry didn't have a reason. That's like even worse than having a bad reason. Like, he was like, damn, I wanted to like help one of the people that I knew like since that when he was a kid. He was a very kind kid. And Derry was like, yo, what's cooking? What's cooking, my fella? And then she got fucking like she got Mossy fucking punched in the gut. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah. Mao number 1 terms of power. Honestly, like Mael at his peak versus demons. Dude, I don't know how strong he is at his peak. Like no one knows, but like he would like fucking obliterate people. Like okay, so here's the thing. Arrow of Salvation was able to one-shot Derriere. One shot, I repeat. You can say she has one heart, but like that's insane. Like so and like she could also not dodge it too, right? You can say like she was caught off guard and stuff, which is like yeah, I think she was caught off guard actually, but like that's so nuts. Like like how people like to say like, oh, Crystal like Zeldris is like 500 times stronger now because like was losing to some fucking red demons or something because like the movie clearly hates him. So Zeldris in Cursed by Light lost God, right? God nullifies all magic attack. So that means that it will no longer nullify Arrow of Salvation. Mav could one-shot Zeldris. Think how crazy that is. He could one-shot him. And like, you'll be like, oh, he can use Omnis Nebula, right? That's like worse though. Like, why the fuck would you want to use Omnis Nebula against Mael? When you use that, you drag Mael closer to land an arrow onto Zeldris, and then he just fucking dies. Like, that's it. He dies. Like, he might be able to one shot. If it's like a free shot, then like still, like that is still gonna do damage to him, like actual damage. So yeah. And like again, like he can also theoretically one shot Meldas. like obviously like wow, you're crazy for saying that, which I kind of agree. I think I'm crazy to even come up with this, but like it's possible. It's higher than lottery odds, but like I think there's a possibility that Meldas magic is original magic is so strong that it would just pin down the arrow, but like Mao can miss his arrow 50,000 times. He just need to hit it once, and it could be game over from there. So, like, yeah, that's how scary it is. Rudisil, honestly, his only good battle is the one against the original demon and the demon king. And he didn't win any of those, and I wonder why. It's almost like those two are like the strongest demons that like the demon clan had. Like, and like he still did pretty good. Like in terms of crisis, like he actually buffed Crisis so much for the original demon because he did so much damage to him, and then it did it right back to him. Also, like, and then he like shielded some attacks from the Demon King, and like he somehow made it work. right? And like, keep in mind, during these two battles, he was on a time limit on his fucking astral form. So, like, Rudesu is very scary, actually. Like, they just, like, the cast got lucky that he had to fight the stronger enemies, so they don't have to fucking deal with this guy. Sorry to talk about the same character. Again, I don't have anything to say about them. They're good, I guess. They're pretty good. I actually think, like, in the prime, they're like 200,000 power level, or even like 100,000, 100,000 to 200,000, but I don't think it matters too much. I'm just gonna say they're pretty good. So, Ironside. Ironside is a fucking menace, man. This guy shows up and he just wanted to like fucking kill everyone. Like, this guy, he shows up, like, in front of his kid after like 10 years or something. He doesn't even have milk and then he kills his grandpa. Like, what the heck? This guy is just nuts. And then, like, he's also like a really like scary shit talker, because like, this guy's he's gonna kick his shit in. Like, I hope like he lives up to like his early chapters. That's what I'll say, because he hasn't appeared for a while, and I would hate like if it's like Holy Knights in season 1, like, we're like, oh my god, Kill Thunder really strong, and then later Kill Thunder doesn't do shit. Yeah. Pellegarde, or however you say his name. Dude, he feels like Galan 2.0. Like, he's on the enemy side, but like, he like, he's like he feels less sadistic than Galan. And like, Galan like kind of doesn't give a shit a lot of the times, but you know. Pellegarde could be cool. But again, not too much to say about him. I just think like him beating the shit out of Gawain I was like, man, I love this character now. Because he won and just like flexed on her. So he's pretty cool. There's not much to say about him as well, because unfortunately, still around 100 chapters of the series. I like this team. This team it's pretty good, and like, not just in terms of characters, but like, how do I say this? Everyone brings something to this team. Like, I feel like Donny is kind of like the wild card. Nasiens has like the fucking not X factor, but like, Nasiens can create some poison. Give Nasiens some prep time, and Nasiens can create the craziest poison, and it will fuck you over. And Anne has some pretty scary ability, actually. Like, she could be like one of the most useful knights in this series, and that's saying something. So yeah, I like this team. I don't know if one of them is gonna die, so like Percival gets like a death mode boost or something, but I kind of hope they don't. But if I pick someone to die, I kind of want Donny to die. I'm gonna be honest. I like Donny. He's a good character, but I feel like if Nakaba wanted him to die, or like just cut his arc short before like extending it, I think him dying just like slightly later before he was supposed to would kind of make sense. I think Nasiens dying would just, I don't know. I mean, I'll become it'll probably make me sad, so that's why I don't want Nasiens to die. That's it. But yeah, this team is pretty good. There's a lot of good things to say about this team. I like this team. No question. Come on. Okay. So, I like all these 4 knights a little bit. I don't like Gawain as much, but like, Gawain, I can still say there's gonna be some good things to say about her. Like, I can see her potential. Like, I'm not gonna throw her immediately in a trash can. I'll just throw her in her 4th place. Like, rather than be like, this character doesn't fucking matter. But like, Gawain adding sunshine and her magic powers can be horrifying to go against. Like, she can be like one of the like, if you have a bad matchup against her, I think she can make it like fucking 10-0. I think that's like one of her scary things about her. But I don't really like her personality, I guess. But that's kind of sad. I don't have much to say about it. Lancelot number 3. I think Lancelot is a really similar case of how Escanor was as a character. Except Lancelot isn't just like a fucking walking time bomb. Like, he talks to people. That's what I'll say. Like, Escanor kind of was like a time bomb put into Deadly Sins because they needed him, and like, Lancelot feels like a fucking actual member. But yeah, I don't know. I like Percival a lot more recently. I think like I used to give him shit for being dumb, but it's like, dude, he's fucking 16. And second of all, like this dude has been in, like, he has been like fucking quarantined for like 16 years, and then he walked out, and then his dad like fucking killed his, what's it called? Killed his grandpa, and then like fucking crazy create everything. Like honestly, chapter 1 until the current chapter was like 100, like 100 or something. Might have been like a week, and like the fact that he hasn't gone evil yet is already saying something. How, I don't know, like, dude, Tristan's such a wholesome boy. He's like a really nice guy. You know what Tristan is? Tristan is the equivalent. He's like the equivalent of like a harem MC, like a roll call harem MC. Like, he's like a very nice guy, but he's so fucking derpy, but like no one has the heart to save him because he's just such a wholesome fellow. Like, I don't know how you not love this guy. Like, he's just a happy guy. I mean, not really, but like, he doesn't deserve a lot of the shit he gets. Like if he hate Midas, then like, of course his dad deserves it. Like, cause dad is like a mass murderer, and like everyone around him were like fucked up people too. Like Elizabeth was apparently bloody Ellie or something. Like Zodras is an executioner. The Archangel are all like, they're all like civilian murderers, and like Bartra is like the only normal person that he like lives with. But like this guy, like, you know how his power vision works, right? Like suddenly at the night he might yell like, "You, King Alfred is gonna fucking kill us," and then he just yells at the entire tower, and so Tristan's like, "Fuck!" Like, this old man's yelling on us again. Yeah, Tristan's a weirdo too. Like who the fuck like names his sword set like after like the guy that his mom friend zoned? Like, oh my god, everyone's a weirdo, and like Tristan's like a really big weirdo that's surrounded by crazy people, which is actually pretty funny. um, oh yeah, I have to do fucking in terms of power. Lancelot, Tristan, Percival, Gown. Fuck, I don't. Actually, I might agree with this, but I'm not sure. But Lancelot is the strongest one. I don't think there's really debate for him to being second. I think Tristan, in terms of power, I don't think he's that far from Lancelot. I feel like a lot of like the statement he says is him being self-doubting and like a high respect, but like he just doesn't really see himself as great as his friend. Also, he's probably like a little bit jealous because he was better than Lancelot like 6 years ago, but that much changed. He's clearly not as good as Lancelot. Like, he's like, I think the most important thing is that he's not as good as a fighter as Lancelot, because like, yes, Lancelot has power, but most importantly, like, Lancelot has a composure of a fighter, and Tristan clearly doesn't. Also, like, even to this demon mode, it's like way better than his dad, because his dad in season 1 demon mode fucking like chopped up Bond for a reason. Like, he just went ballistic. Percival can be number 2 or even number 1 right now. Like, the recent chapter, like, before the recent chapter, I might have put him number 4. But right now, I feel like he's number 3, and he could be number 2, he could be number 1 soon. Like, Percival has a lot of potential, and like, I feel like any second now, he can just like jump in terms of numbers, just like add a 0 to his power level or something. Gawain is strong, but I don't know. I don't really know to really say much about her because she was like apparently very good, so she was that arrogant. But like Pellegarde kind of fucked her up, and then that's kind of that. So not too much to say about it. Maybe Percival number 4 and Gawain number 3, but Percival can easily be number 2 right now. Arthur, people Arthur is a very hard character to understand. I'll say that much. I think like he might be the most hardest character to understand throughout the two series. I think the original position belonged to Rudiso, and now it has passed down to Arthur. The reason why I think like there's many reasons why I think he's that hard to understand. I think one of them is like it's like seeing his decline, right? So because his role in the Seven Deadly Sins and his role in the Four Knights of Apocalypse is completely different, right? So in the original one, he's like a supporting protagonist or some shit, right? Like he's on the good guy side, and then in the second one, he's like the antagonist. So I think that's pretty clear. So I think one of the reasons is that like his flashback, like in Four Knights of Apocalypse, his flashback is actually Seven Deadly Sins. That's crazy, right? Because like we read the Seven Deadly Sins, we saw the Seven Deadly Sins, right? The series. So it's not like how like Murdas talks about like how him and Elizabeth died because that happened. That was a flashback that we don't really see in the story. I mean, we do, but at the same time, it's like you can't like how the fuck do I say this? Like, but like it's not a really connected story, right? So it's kind of I think it's out of that situation. That's why it makes him a bit very unique in this case. Another thing I feel like some people don't like really talk about is like how Arthur was screwed over by the quote unquote good people, like the Meldas, the Zeldrises, the demons, etc. And like I don't like Zeldris is like I know Zeldris is like not really painted as a really good person until I feel like he wasn't really painted as one until way later on. I was like, oh, everything he did like everything he did was for his girlfriend, so like it's okay. Everything he did like it made sense, but it doesn't. It's not as simple as like killing 10 dozen people for your loved one doesn't make you necessarily a good person. So yeah, I think there's that, and like a lot of things like I feel like people still believe in the calf completely manipulating him, which I kind of don't buy into it, and I feel like that's kind of like if that's actually what it happens, I think that's kind of stupid. Like not to the people, but like why the fuck would you want to brainwash Arthur? We had this shit in season one. I feel like him being actually a bitter king of Camelot would make a lot of sense because he has a lot of reason to be bitter about the situation he's in right now. And like Arthur nowadays, it's like really fucked up. Like he's enslaving clans, he's like forcing people and shit. He's like completely going against their roles. Or like he's like trying to rule with like iron fists and everything. Like he honestly reminds me a lot of Injustice Superman. Like they both actually do represent hope, and then they kind of like slowly spiraled out into like well, not depression, but like just like bad decisions and just everything just messed up. And the last after the talk was like Arthur may have been trying to overcompensate. I feel like it's kind of like a lot of times in the Sun of the Sins, he didn't have enough power to deal with things, right? Like the first time was against Galan, like he was put in a perfect cube, and then he saw everyone getting completely fucked up, and like he was this really enthusiastic kid, and like he was pretty confident, and he's a little bit cocky, also pretty naive too. So I want people to know that Arthur in the beginning was pretty naive. So yeah, and then after that battle, he was like, shit, and like this is how the world works. Like Galan put the fear in him, which is why he used them back to show everyone, not only to people but also himself, that like, yeah, this is what we can do now. And he kind of does shit like that, but yeah. And another part is like the battle against the four demons. Like obviously, like dude, beating the four demons is really hard. Like you can probably count on one hand how many people that can just beat the four demons, but he didn't, and like. He ended up dying in a battle too, right? And then he kind of lost Camelot and everything. So like I think like now, because all the times that he failed in the past and now he has the power, he wants to use the power that he currently has to fix up all the past mistakes that he has done. And it's not that easy, right? Because like sometimes a solution that worked 10 years ago doesn't work now. So like it's a lot of like hard to say to like what's necessarily the best move, what's going to give you the best outcome, etc. And I feel like Arthur has been like forcing to get a good outcome, and then he has been getting the worst outcome or a bad outcome, and then he's just trying to overcompensate, and then he just makes everything worse. So I think that's just why like he kind of really spirals down into this tyranny that he's at right now. So yeah, Arthur is a really interesting case to say because no one knows anything about him yet. So that's very interesting. But unfortunately, we just have to take a guess for now. Seven Deadly Sins, the opening is really fire. The Four Archangels was really fire theme. Like, it's like that one is fucking fire. I don't remember what it's called, but Mucho Gopher theme is really fire. Yeah, that's crazy. It's almost like all my favorite characters have the themes I like. But yeah, in general, some of this has some good ass. Those themes are fire, like burning fire, not dumpster fire, but burning fire. But yeah, dude, Ten Commandments theme was really good too. Holy fuck, there's so much good themes. Like, unironically, I didn't really like the openings and endings other than the first one. Oh, I don't like the first opening. I don't really give a shit about the other ones, but yeah. I like the Astarosa voice actor. He sounded fucking crazy. That's all I gave a shit about. But yeah, that series was really fun. Sorry, I'm sounding drunk, but I'm gonna put a list of names because I have a lot of people that I like to vibe with. Easy, Muscula. Fuck, I'm too drunk. I'm very typing wrong. Muscula and Galan. Tristan. I don't know. I actually wouldn't mind talking to Escanor. Like, even though I gave him a lot of shit. Escanor's a pretty nice guy, but I don't know if I really want to talk with him. But like if I had to choose between the Sin, I will pick him probably. Who else is cool? Dude, everyone fucking sucks. Now I think of it. I don't really like talk to anyone. All these people are weird. Mascot and Galan are like fucking fun people. Oh, Bond. How can I forget Bond? Bond's like the greatest person you can ask for. He's like, he can cook, he fucks around, he drinks and shit. Yeah, that's... Oh, dude, why do I have it here? That's unfortunate. These are overrated. I like these people. These are only fun. Actually, I don't... Okay, maybe these four. Dude, I love Tristan. I would like to have a day watching Tristan just completely freak out about everything because everyone around him are like fucking psychos. Like, it's just like watching this guy scream and he's like, fuck, like what's happening? And he's like trying not to cry. Sounds like the funniest thing you could ask for. And I feel like I want to be part of that. But yeah, Tristan's a very wholesome, nice boy. Mirska and Galan is fucking team BFF. I don't care what anybody says. Like, these two didn't give no fucks and just did what they want. Bond is goated if you want to just hang out and drink. Him and Galan should have been best friends. Like, Bond likes to drink, he makes good food, he fucks around. Like, I want more clean ass off. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a hot text. Maybe that's... Who else is overrated? I don't fucking know. Maybe Bond. I think Bond is like slightly overrated, but I think these are a lot worse in terms of overrated. Jericho has like almost fucking nothing to her character. She has that ice power and at times that she picks a fucking boulder from Galan. That's like all she ever did. And people like, it took people till like 4 Nights at Buckles to realize she was weird, but like, dude, Jericho was always weird, man. Like when she was a kid, she like simped for Bond when she was like 8 years old or something. and like she fell in love with Bob because he fucking stripped her or something. Like she's crazy, man. Like I don't know, like what she did is just even crazier. So yeah, she's weird. Oh fuck, sorry. Derry is also like she's better than Jericho, I say. Like probably way better actually. I think her dumb decision kind of fucks her up, and like her personality was kind of frustrating at times. It was like watching King being like trying to like do some bad decisions, except like this time like King is on Ten Commandments and like his name was Derry. But I don't know, that's the right analogy, but like these King and Derry like to get pissed off a lot. Like these two would just get angry a lot, and then they would make some bad decisions. Except Derry, the bad decision was a lot worse. Like that decision was horrendously bad. Like, what the fuck? Askunor, I talked about him before, but his fans are the worst part of this character. In terms of actual character, Askunor is a nice guy. He just has a lot of power scaling issues that doesn't make any sense. That's kind of it. Zaldris is he's not as good as you think. Like kind of an asshole dude. Like he's an executioner that kill people for his love. What a heroic person. I think and Baby Fraud. I don't know who was really redeemed, but I'm just gonna put him just in case. But Goxina and Joe have a really good arc about how they're like really depressed people and trying to make things right, and then they eventually died for it. They still did fucked up things. Like they're never gonna be released from that, but they did try and make things better. I'll say that much. So yeah, they have pretty good redemption characters, and they like you know, like it's funny, like how where some redemption characters kind of stick around. Like when they're redeemed, Sean Gosina died within one chapter. They just get fucking rolled over. It's kind of sad, but it's also kind of funny that these dudes just get their shit kicked and they're like, oh, it's over. They're both dead. Like yeah, goodbye. They're dead. I don't know if Fraudin should be part of it. I just think Fraudin is a good. Is he a redemption character? I don't know. Brew redeemed himself. He just showed that he was a good parent. That's kind of it. Like he was still kind of fucked up, but maybe I'll keep him here because I feel like this list is too empty. We'll just put him here just in case. Oh, this is gonna be some spicy stuff. This duo was fucking fire. These two were they're about to like say racial slurs to each other. This might have been one of my favorite duos. Like these two are so angry. They're like, "Fuck you, man," and then they're about to like, "You dumb piece of shit," and then they just like yell at each other. Honestly, I like this duo so much. I wish like when Murderso got fucking Thanos now, like Ezra would say something to him, and then they didn't say shit to each other. These two duos mean almost the same thing as me. Sawyer and Tormo is fucking Patrick and SpongeBob SquarePants. Goxina and Joe are BFFs for life. Like these two were on the same side for every single time. Like they were on Stigma and then against Stigma and then they died together. Like that's like some BFF shit. Rivalry. Dude, I don't really give a shit about Rivalry. The only Rivalry I like is this. Like, I think like this is like one of the better ones. It's like, dude, Versa is like he's like a realist, right? And Elizabeth is like idealistic. Like a lot of people like say like, oh, Versa is fucked up for what he's doing, which is like true, but like at the same time you gotta realize like this is a war. So like in a war, like he's still quote unquote fighting for peace for the what's it called? Oh, sorry. He's fighting for peace for the goddess clans, right? So like, but like in his way, he's trying to kill everyone, so everyone has all the demons, so they have peace. And Elizabeth's like, "Fuck no, we should try to make them work together." But like, that's very hard. Like, demons and goddess has been fighting forever, right? Like, that's they're basically designed to fight like that. So like, her even attempting that is like fucking stupid, honestly, right? But like, she went for it. She still went for it because she's that stubborn, and Hirudeso was like also like very stubborn as well. Like I don't know. I feel like these two are like two of the most stubborn people that you can think of in the series. Like these two, like even though if they know there's a wall, they will fucking run at the wall and try to break it with their like. I mean, not the shitty parties because they're really strong, but like you get what I mean. Like they will try anything, just run at a wall because they want to run at a wall. It's kind of bad, but yeah, really good. I think it's talking about like how sorry. I think it's talking about how like the peace versus war discussion is a lot more than just like peace is better than war. I mean, not to say war is good, but like it's a lot more complex than that. So I think that's one of my favorite rivalry right there. I don't really have another one. Okay, I think goddesses are slightly better than demons because of one thing. Um, out here, I'll put this goddess, fuck, and I think that's why I have it right there. And so eating. That's like one big reason why I have these, like two big reasons why, and another that like the goddesses are not good people. The goddesses are fucking assholes, like terrible people. Like, fuck. Sorry, I'm getting drunk. But yeah. So like Neopasta, like she wanted to fight Theory and try to like cut off his neck, and then like suddenly she just like stopped and she was like, "Oh, we didn't want to kill the little girls," and then it was like, "What the fuck? Like they're killing like little girl civilians." like like these two are fucked up, and like demons like are assholes because they just eat souls, right? So like I don't know how the soul eating works. Like, what happens to the person when you eat their soul? Like, do they just fucking disappear? Like, nothing happens to them? Like, they don't go to afterlife, etc. I'm not too sure about it, but like, you gotta remember, like, a lot of demons are just assholes, which I think is really weird of how the play status right now. Like, Red Demons in season 1, right? That shit destroyed the Force. It demolished the Force. And like, what happened to Leonis in season 1? Got fucked over by a demon named Fraudrin. And then the demons started just taking souls from random civilians once again, right? So like it's very like I feel like it's very hard to measure. I just think the goddesses are slightly like very barely just better than the demons. Like goddesses are like very slightly like very small margin. Like the smallest margin you can think of. But yeah. Yeah, I just feel like yeah, like in the Fortnite of Public recent chapters, they're showing like demons are like very nice people, like like they're like fucking like walking big toys and shit. Like I think don't fuck, I don't remember his name. The guy will go for it. Like he's like a wholesome boy. Doge Monte or something. Don't fun. Like he's like a really small. He's like a little chubby kid, and then like he's like a chubby red demon. Like he's like a really nice, and then like now like the Albion, I think the Albion that they just like sat on and they just like use it like a fucking like a transformer, just like use it and they're like, oh, just shoot weapons at them. Like I felt like they're like fucking transformer toys, but like Albion since early seasons like almost fucked up in Camelot. So again, I feel like they're just trying to like paint the demons in a good brush, or like to make like Arthur look like the ultimate villain, which he still is. Like he could be the ultimate villain while like the demons are still there, are still like fucked up soul eating creatures. Um, I already talked about this story. Why? Fuck. My artwork turned out like this. Bad experiences this season in 7 Deadly Sins. We read the series of why he turns out like that. Like, he has a lot of bad experience that could change him. Dude, Ruda still is not into men. Like, you people are fucking stupid. Like, why would you think that he would hire Nerobasta as his assistant? Like, she's fucking useless, man. Like, she doesn't do anything. Like, she has 2 big assets. That's it. 2 big assets. That's all she has. Dude, Trista does not fucking hate his dad. If he did, then no, that's deserved anyways. Like, dude, it looked like the fucking teenager thing. He was like, his dad is like fucking trolling him, and then he's like, dude, fuck you, man. That's what he said. Like, it's not anything too crazy. Like, there's not much thing to say about it. I feel like another one would be like, oh, Jericho's the greatest character, and then Jerry is like, whatever. But like, I don't want to harp on those characters too much. Fuck, what did I like about the 7 Nasiens? I feel like a lot of, I don't know what to put a pin down. Oh, I like the OSTs, I'll say that much. The OSTs are fucking fire. Fun characters. Everyone is insane. Goddess got snubbed. This is what I really like about this. I feel like everyone has a purpose. Dude, what did this like about the fort? Let's see, Apocalypse. Dude, I don't know if I could put that because I feel like if I put that, like they're just gonna expect it. They're just gonna appear in the next chapter. What? Like, dude, like, where the fuck is Maya? Where the fuck is like all the archangels? Because they're all alive. Like, even if you don't say they're all dead, because like Maya committed suicide because Elizabeth has a kid with Meladas. Then like, what the fuck is Elizabeth doing? She's part of the goddess clan too. Like, she should have a response. I mean, like, okay, not responsibility, but like, Elizabeth, by how she acted in the previous series, like, she should be having a strong voice in Leonis and against Arthur, right? She'll be like, Arthur, what you're doing is completely fucked up. I'm gonna square up with you against you. Like, I don't know what the fuck Elizabeth is doing right now. It felt like she's like doing what what Deanne is doing with King. Like, she just becomes like Melda's love interest, which sucks because like Elizabeth is arguably one of the strongest. She might have been the strongest person after Supreme Deity, Demon King, and Urdo Demon. She might have been the strongest, but again, hard to tell. If she is the strongest after them, then like she's in the same tier as like the Maya, Rudicil, Metas, fuck, what's the other people? I don't remember, but it's like those group of people, right? Like she should be like as strong as them. Like, yeah, I just think it's so weird that like Elizabeth, she's kind of just AFK for like at least as of right now. But yeah, Professor Future Arthur, what do I want to say, man? That's crazy. I want to see Mile back and the other archangels. That's all I really give a shit about. Fuck. Dude, sorry, I'm so drunk, but I feel like I think this can be a logical arc, I'll be honest. I feel like the perfect scenario would be Mile. He doesn't I don't even have Sunshine anymore because Tasha went to Gowan, right? I don't know. I think it'll be kind of sick if there's a battle where Mile I'll say this. This will be fucking sick, man. Like, Ma with 4 Grizzes, Meldas, and Zodras at their full power versus Arthur in a death match. And, I think it'll be so sick if Maya, like, takes Sunshine back for one battle and he's like, girl, you're pretty good with Sunshine, but let me show you what could be, what you could do with it. And then he still loses, but he shows some impressive things while Metas and Zodras are also fighting against Arthur in terms of from a thematic perspective because of how these two were pretty intertwined with Arthur's downfall. And then these three still lose the battle, but it shows dang, this is and then you see so this is why Mao was the strongest angel. This is why Matas was next in line for Demon King. This is why Zodras is the current Demon King. Or former Demon King if he dies. But these three still loses and then heavily damage Arthur and then Arthur has to he kind of gets nerfed how Muzan was nerfed in Demon Slayer. What's another one I want to see? Oh, shit, I forgot. Not logically. Why is it? Oh. Like this so the 3,000 years ago overall stories would be things how Maya really become the strongest archangel rather than him just showing some random panels of him slaying demons. Who was the 4th archangel? I write this much. After dude, this arc will be fucking sick, man. I feel if they just go this is the 4th angel before Mile and someone does something so they lose Sunshine so it gives the Maya and the former commandments in action the members before the Drow, Glossinians, the Acerosas, etc. So that would be pretty cool. I mean we know they exist, but at the same time who the fuck are these people at the same time? You just see their face oh they died, I guess. So that's kind of it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm done this. I'm kind of done. I don't really have anything to say, but yeah. So if anyone stick out for this long, which is crazy because this stream's a 1.5 hour long. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for the other support I have gotten on this channel. Because this channel walked a lot further than I ever expected, man. I know I'm very grateful for the 30,000s that I have on some videos that I made that wasn't really that good, I'm gonna be honest, but I think how much let me check how much I have. Right now I have 119,449. That's 119,449 more views than I could ever ask of. So yeah, thanks everyone. But as of right now, I'm gonna step away from 7 Deadly Sins and Friday the Apocalypse for a while. I think I might even drop the series from reading it, but yeah, I just ran out of things I want to talk about with the series. That's kind of it. That's why I stopped. It's not because this is boredom thing. I feel I have talked about many things a lot of times, and I feel even this series, I mean not this series, this video, I feel I have already repeated a few things that I felt I already talked about this, so I don't want to repeat again. But yeah, hopefully someone watch the stream and maybe like something from this. But thanks to everyone, and then I'll maybe be on a hiatus, so I don't know when I will see you next time.